Coming in at 10, Suri Cruise isn't Tom Cruise's daughter. Perhaps this is why Tom Cruise hasn't seen Suri in 5 years. Following Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise's split, Holmes had gone to great lengths in order to ensure her daughter's life remains private, even using her ex-husband's odd behavior and Scientology beliefs as excuses for keeping Suri away from Cruise. However, some fans believe the real reason is that Cruise isn't her dad at all. Instead, many believe that Suri's real father is Holmes' ex, Chris Klein, whom she dated right before she got together with Cruise, and the timeline for it even fits, given that Suri wasn't publicly seen for the first 5 months of her life. What do you guys think though? Very fishy. Coming in at 9, Andy Kaufman is still alive. A user by the name of Hannibus42 is convinced Andy Kaufman is still alive and waiting for the right moment to reveal his prank to the world. Say it ain't so. Andy Kaufman was a comedy genius and would bring fans endless joy to learn that he's in fact faked his own death for all those years. However, I'm not a believer of this theory, considering Kaufman had a severe case of large cell carcinoma, a rare type of lung cancer. Now, the theory itself did have some merit to it though, considering that Kaufman often spoke of faking his own death as a grand hoax, with the rumors taking flight when folks claimed to have spotted Kaufman's character, Tony Clifton, at comedy clubs after his death. What do you guys think though? Coming in at 8, Beyonce was never pregnant. Now, this theory gets its legs after a video of Beyonce's belly went viral, which seemed to show her deflated stomach while on a talk show. Now, when Beyonce was pregnant with daughter Blue Ivy Carter, rumors began spreading almost instantly that she had faked the pregnancy or was even using a prosthetic belly in order to cover up the fact that she had enlisted a surrogate to carry the child. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, just don't go around lying about it. Now, there is video evidence to support the claim which shows the aforementioned deflated belly. However, Beyonce denies all of these claims, stating, I quote, "That was crazy. It wasn't hurtful, it was just crazy. Where did they come up with this?" She even answered our burning questions regarding her deflated stomach, stating, I quote, "It was a fabric that folded. Does fabric not fold? Oh my gosh, so stupid." Well, from the Queen's mouth, there it be. Coming in at 7, Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston faked their relationship. At this point, we're all aware that Taylor Swift and Marvel actor Tom Hiddleston had a whirlwind romance that made its way into the media, and relatively quickly. Back in 2016, the pair's relationship was outed after just 2 weeks after Swift split from EDM DJ Calvin Harris. Tom Hiddleston and Swift were spotted kissing and cuddling on a beach. Pretty quick indeed. Just a day before the pair were spotted, news articles were reporting that Swift was concentrating on herself following her split with Harris, who she had dated for over a year. Now, here's where things get weird. Swift and Hiddleston were seldom spotted together and made sure to travel exclusively with Swift's private plane. In turn, many people summed the relationship up as nothing more than a publicity stunt in order for Swift to promote her album. Coming in at 6, Nicki Minaj is Jay-Z's alter ego. Now, this one is just baffling, honestly. Considering our list, that says a lot. This one is almost identical to a previous number on our last list. Hear me out though. Many fans have noticed that if you slow down a few Nicki Minaj songs, they discovered she sounds like Jay-Z. Almost exactly like Jay-Z. As such, Nicki Minaj is obviously Jay-Z's voice sped up. So saying that, perhaps the industry tycoon was fed up of dominating the music industry as a male and decided to do it as a female. And Nicki Minaj is nothing more than a cover. Yeah, I told you, it's absolutely insane. Coming in at 5, Tupac's death was a hoax. This is a theory as old as time. Well, close enough anyway. As most will know, on the night of September 7th, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas to celebrate his business partner's birthday and attended the Mike Tyson boxing match along with Suge Knight at the MGM Grand. After leaving the event and while stopped at a stoplight, a car pulled up alongside the pair and fired rapid gunshots, 4 of which hit Tupac, in turn killing him. However, many fans believe that Tupac faked his own death so he could escape to Cuba and start a whole new life. These believers say that he could never have been killed, considering Tupac always wore a bulletproof vest. Not just that, but the police were unable to catch the shooters, which in turn planted a seed of doubt into most fans' heads. Not just that, but there have been numerous reported sightings of the singer. So whatever you believe is up to you. I'm here for it. He's alive. He just needs to tell us. Coming in at 4, North West is the Antichrist. This is perhaps one of my favourite theories on our list, simply because it is so bloody weird. It's also the shortest, short but sweet, well, short but evil. What do you get if you add up all the numbers in sweet little North's birthday? You get 666, the devil's number. Therefore, North must be the Antichrist. It's the only thing that makes sense in the world. She is the Antichrist. To be fair, she can't be because I am, so sucks to be her. Coming in at 3, Justin Bieber is a reptile. Back in March 2017, a strange headline started circulating the internet. I quote, "Hundreds of fans claim they saw Justin Bieber turn into a giant reptile." Now, in the article, several anonymous sources gave descriptions of the supposed scene that they saw unfold before them, which apparently showed Bieber shape-shifting at Perth Airport. And not one, but hundreds of fans witnessed it as he transformed into a slimy lizard person, aka a reptile. An onlooker stated, "There were girls hiding in toilets, crying, guys were running for the exits, jumping into taxis to get out of there." Another source claimed they saw Bieber's eyes turn black, and another claimed the singer grew taller and had scales all over his body. Oh boy, Biebs has been found out, it seems. He's got some explaining to do. Coming in at 2, Megan Fox was replaced. Yet another replacement. We all love these, don't we? Now, for whatever reason, there are a small group of people out there that believe Megan Fox has been replaced by a new version of herself. Sorry, not just one, I mean multiple versions of herself throughout several points of her career. The theory goes her appearance has changed so much along with her personality that she must be an entirely different person, because apparently plastic surgery is out of the question. It's fine. She would probably admit it. She definitely has plastic surgery. Nothing wrong with that, just facts. And finally, coming in at number 1, Taylor Swift knew Kanye West was going to ruin her moment. As most will remember, at the 2009 MTV VMA Awards, Kanye West ruined Taylor Swift's big moment when she accepted the award for Best Female Video, when he stormed on the stage and declared that Beyonce had the best video of all time. Best video of all time. To be fair, he's not wrong. Swift was of course devastated and was at a loss for words. However, some fans believe that this was all a ruse, considering that both Swift and West share the same agent and have continuously drummed up publicity for one another since the outburst. Could this in turn be a publicity stunt of its own, with West helping Swift garner more and more attention by forcing folks to feel sorry for her? Perhaps, I mean it worked on me. For years I felt sorry for Swift. She's probably a lovely person. Coming in at number 10, Beyonce and the Illuminati. For years now, Beyonce has been linked with the Illuminati, with the pop goddess being dogged with rumored links to the secret society, with theorists pointing fingers at her and Jay-Z. According to sources, Beyonce's affiliation with the Illuminati stems from her relationship with Jay-Z, who has been linked to the group since the 1990s, during which time conspiracy theorists began to speculate that the music mogul's powers extended beyond the music industry, and that he was in fact a member of the Illuminati. And on top of that, Beyonce's music videos have been rife with symbolism that supposedly hints at the singer's double life as the Queen of Illuminati. Coming in at 9, Elvis is alive. According to a Facebook page called Elvis Presley is Alive, they urge us to ignore the mainstream media that Elvis died on August 17, 1977 in the toilet of his mansion Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. According to sources, Elvis was never in a casket and was alive the entire time, with many folks believing he is a reptilian shapeshifter that didn't change but faked his death and fooled a lot of people in the process. He has been spotted countless times working behind the checkout of a grocery store and even appearing as an extra in an airport scene in Home Alone. Coming in at number 8, Tom Cruise's wife-choosing process. Back in 2004, the Church of Scientology embarked on a top-secret mission to find a new wife for Tom Cruise after his divorce from Nicole Kidman and the end of his relationship with Penelope Cruz. According to reports, the project involved auditioning actresses who were brought in to try out for a film, and were then asked a series of questions that included, what do you think of Tom Cruise? Not just that, but according to reports, one of these women was Scarlett Johansson. Crazy, right? Coming in at number 7, Beyonce is dead. Another crazy theory, this one goes that Beyonce died at least a decade ago, but Jay-Z, our savior, had enough foresight to save a few stem cells of hers so they could produce clones at will. Beyonce herself has even admitted to having an alter ego named Sasha Fierce, who does stuff she would never do. On top of that, Beyonce looks drastically different now than she did 10 years ago, however that's just called aging, and I'm saying this one is pretty weak. Coming in at 6, Rod Stewart had his stomach pumped. Now this one is just straight up peculiar. For decades now, Rod Stewart's name has been synonymous with ingesting quarts of semen. Yeah, I'm not joking. The rumor goes that Rod sucked and then swallowed so much semen that he landed in the hospital and needed to have his stomach pumped. Yeah, I can't even fathom this one. Stewart has of course denied these claims, with him stating that he's as heterosexual as they come. Sure Jan, sounds a little fishy to me. Coming in at 5, Pippa Middleton's fake butt. It has been many years since the royal wedding, however people are still talking about one thing: Pippa Middleton, specifically her butt. That's right, the internet is constantly ablaze with accusations that Pippa's butt was actually fake, with Stephanie Byrne from Daily Mail stating, "But of course she had a false button. It was an optical illusion. She knew there were a billion people watching. Honestly, I didn't even know this was a thing. And if she did do it, mad respect. I wish I had a fake bum." Coming in at number 4, Jennifer Lawrence faked her falls. I'm a true J-Lo fan from day one, and I mean day one. I mean Poker House and Winter's Bone. I was there from the beginning. Most of you probably have never seen Poker House. That's right. However, when I read this theory, I got nervous. I'm not gonna lie. As most will know, J-Lo has a habit of falling down, especially during major events, for example, the Oscars when she fell up the stairs on her way to claim her award. Innocent enough, but apparently for some, it's all fake. To quote the website The Cut, "For me, it was the graceful execution that gave her away, just clumsy enough to burnish her reputation as America's relatable, fun friend, but not enough to broach the embarrassment threshold. All in all, a lot of people believe she's faking it in order to gain popularity and win over audiences." Respect. I respect that, I would do the same thing. Give me a stage and I'll fall on it. Coming in at 3, Jennifer Aniston and Vin Diesel stole movies. Now this theory is short, but very, very sweet. According to some theorists out there, Vin Diesel and Jennifer Aniston were believed to have burglarized a movie company. According to an anonymous email obtained by AV News, Jen and Vin stole the second G.I. Joe movie because the Friends actress was jealous that the sender of the email dumped her for Sienna Miller. Yeah, that's right. That's the theory. And I believe it because I don't like Jennifer Aniston. Never have, never will. I'm team Angelina Jolie till I die. Coming in at 2, Justin Timberlake is still in love with Britney. Now this theory comes to us from one specific video, but let me backtrack for a second. JT and Britney were one of the most powerful couples, with their relationship lasting 3 years from 1999 to 2002. It should be noted that during their relationship they had nicknames for each other. He called her Pinky and she called him Stinky. So it came as quite a shock to fans when the couple split, which was then followed with JT releasing his single Cry Me a River, which was about a girl who wasn't faithful, and we all know it was Britney. Anyway, flash forward to 2016, people began to suggest that the couple still had feelings for one another. JT was doing an interview for his movie Trolls when fans spotted something that they think confirmed the theory. During the interview, the word Pinky was said by the journalist, and people think JT's reaction proves he's still in love with her. I mean, just take a look. And finally coming in at number 1, the Beatles never existed. Now this may very well be the craziest theory I have ever heard, and I can't believe it has taken until part 5 for me to put it on our list. Now according to a theory posted by the website The Beatles Never Existed, the Beatles, in fact, never did exist. I quote, "This is a serious subject, not a joke, and this site is here to expose the actions of those who exploited these young men and defrauded us, their fans. It is to defend the honor of everyone involved who did not take part in it willingly. It has become apparent to us in this extensive and painstaking research that there were never just 4 individual people known as John, Paul, George and Ringo who comprised one rock and roll band known as the Beatles and rose to fame as the world's first supergroup. For all intents and purposes, as far as we can tell, no one such group ever existed." So according to the theory, the Beatles were instead a series of individuals imitating personas. Absolutely absurd. I know, but I'm here for it. Coming in at number 10, Lindsay Lohan's twin. As most will know, back in 1998, Lindsay Lohan starred in the remake of The Parent Trap, a film which follows twins Annie and Hallie, played by Lohan, who are strangers until happenstance brings them together. As you can see, Lohan plays both Annie and Hallie. However, one major conspiracy theory says otherwise, and instead theorizes that Lindsay Lohan had a sister called Kelsey, who actually played the part but died before the release of the movie. Of course, they would never want viewers to know that a dead girl was in the movie, so instead they said Lindsay played both parts. Not just that, but back in '98 the technology was not that great, and the scenes with both twins are absolutely seamless, leading many to assume that there were 2 different people there. Coming in at 9, Marilyn Monroe. This is a theory that has been around around for a long time and is perhaps the most believable on our entire list. This point argues that Marilyn Monroe was killed by the CIA because she knew too much, apparently anyway. As most will know, Monroe had romantic dealings with both President and Bobby Kennedy in the 1960s, and in turn amassed a wealth of secrets on the family that she kept in a little red book. So according to this theory, Bobby Kennedy arranged for her death so that none of these secrets would get out to the public. The theory became even more heightened when a former Secret Service agent reportedly confessed to her murder on his deathbed. Coming in at 8, Khloe Kardashian's dad. Most will know that Khloe looks nothing like her sisters, yet she looks a lot like her mother. This has resulted in many fans of the Kardashians theorizing that Khloe isn't actually the daughter of Robert Kardashian, but is instead the daughter of O.J. Simpson, the former football player charged with the murder of his wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, in the early 90s. Now, the theory became so well known that the Kardashians ended up addressing it on their TV series Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And they of course deny the allegations, as does O.J. O.J. addressed the theory in 2018 when reporters went up to him congratulating him on Kardashian's pregnancy. He responded, "Well, for Bob, yeah, but for me, I don't think for me. I've nothing to do with it, trust me. I've nothing to do with it." Sounds like you had something to do with it. Coming in at number 7, Louis Tomlinson's fake baby. At the beginning of 2016, Louis Tomlinson became a father to his son Freddie in January of that year. Since then, fans of One Direction have developed wild theories that Freddie is actually fake, and that his birth is actually a plot to veer away from the rumors of a relationship between Louis and fellow band member Harry Styles. This theory became known as Babygate, with it dating back to May of the same year when Brianna's Twitter account was created, aka Louis' girlfriend. Following this, a series of claims were formed, such as the time he was on stage and threw a fake baby saying, "It's not real, it's not real," which fans of course believed to be foreshadowing. A little odd, but sure. Coming in at number 6, Post Malone and Justin Bieber. Now this one is just crazy. Apparently some people believe that Post Malone and Justin Bieber are the exact same person. Why? Well, according to YouTuber Kendall Ray, I quote, "If you pitch down a Justin Bieber song, it starts to sound like Post Malone, and if you pitch up a Post Malone song, it sounds like Justin Bieber." Yikes. I actually had no idea. We can't play the clips for you, but be sure to go listen to it after this. In at number 5, Prince Harry's dad. After the sudden and unexpected death of Princess Diana, former British Army officer James Stewart announced that he had had an affair with her from 1986 to 1991. The affair apparently happened at the time Prince Charles was widely reported to have been cheating on Diana with his current wife Camilla Parker Bowles. However, the pair were forced apart when Hewitt was deployed to serve in the Gulf War, before splitting permanently. With the claims came more rumours that Hewitt was actually the father of Prince Harry. However, he denied speculation, of course. There is evidence to debunk the theory, such as Harry was born on September 15th, 1984, which means he was conceived around Christmas 1983 when his brother William was 18 months old. Diana did not meet James Hewitt until the summer of 1986. I mean, the two certainly look alike, but sadly, the facts are there. In at number 4, Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain was the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter for the band Nirvana up until his death on April 5th, 1994. Now, his cause of death has always been a point of contention, with the singer shooting himself in his greenhouse. However, that's not what folks believe. A lot of people believe he was murdered, possibly by his widow, Courtney Love, who arranged the murder for not just his money, but also because she was afraid he was going to leave her. As a result, she allegedly hired a hitman who rendered him comatose with an injection of heroin, and then shot him dead. It is also suggested that Seattle police collaborated to cover up the true murderer. There is actually a ton of evidence to support the theory as well, such as the suicide note. It has been asserted that Kurt Cobain did not write the note, or that the note did not refer to suicide but to Cobain's plans to leave Courtney or put Nirvana on hiatus. According to later theories, Cobain only wrote a small part of the note and somebody else added to the end. There is a variety of other circumstantial evidence as well. For example, there was an absence of fingerprints on the gun, suicide note and pen, and then the door to the greenhouse where Cobain was found was locked from the outside. Does sound fishy to me. Certainly sounds fishy to Chris. Coming in at 3, Disney killed off Miley Cyrus. According to some reports, Miley Cyrus was murdered by Disney and then replaced with a body double. I quote, "Couple years back, there were reports that someone had found Miley Cyrus's body way out in East LA with signs of dehydration along with bruises on her wrist and neck. It was all over KCAL for a day and then the very next day, KCAL apologized for promoting blatantly untrue slander. Now, the theory goes that Miley Cyrus was killed by Disney for refusing to get sexual with Disney higher-ups. She was left in the California desert and then replaced with the Cyrus we know now, which explains her very sudden image change. That, or it could be growing up and maturing. Either or, I guess. I'm different than I was when I was 11. Did someone kill me? In it too, Lady Gaga and Lena Morgana. Now, according to this insane theory, Lady Gaga murdered a rising pop star and stole her identity. Lady Gaga apparently met her and went on to become Lena's backup dancer. Lena then, according to sources, was happy and dancing on the roof of a hotel. Then around lunch, hurled herself off of it to her death. 2 weeks later, Lady Gaga begins to rise up in Hollywood. She also emulated Lena's style and gained fame instantly, and according to some theories, Gaga's monster is all about Lena's murder and the man who helped Gaga pull it off. That is crazy. And finally coming in at number 1, K-Stew and R-Pats. According to some crazy theorists, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson are married with kids. Now, as we know, way back when, K-Stew was caught publicly cheating on R-Pats with her director. I mean, even Trump tweeted about it. It was a big deal. However, apparently that was all part of the plan, because this theory states that Stewart and Pattinson faked their breakup not only to drum up publicity, but also to ensure privacy for the rest of their lives. K-Stew has since dated women, but apparently one of them was actually her cousin, who was doing the couple a favor. According to reports, they are married and now have 4 kids. That's insane if it's true. Sadly, I don't think it is. I wish it was true. They're endgame, and they just don't know it. I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 10 SCPs that should be in a movie. Angela Anna said, "It started off with subjects I was familiar with that got me into watching your show, and now you guys are showing me stuff I've never heard of, and it's so interesting and really fun to watch." You are very welcome. I want to introduce the world to SCPs. They are spooky. Ismail Mayet said, "Lucy, I love you and Joss very much. Love to you both always." Love to you too, thank you. Danyata said, "Ah yes, the horror queen back at it again. Love your videos, Lucy." Of course, thank you very much. If there's a horror video, you know I'm gonna be there. Fluffy Pink Chaos said, "But Queen Lucy, why didn't you put yourself up on the list? I'd pay theatre prices to see you in a movie." Theatre prices? It's cheap to see a film these days. I expect more. Top 10 90s stars, where are they now? Sassy Karen said, "Have you ever done a Melrose Place? Where are they now?" That's one I would really like to see. Maybe one day, Sassy Karen. No promises. Maybe one day though. I like Melrose Place. Larry Potter, nice name, said, I wonder within the next 20 years if they will have videos on whatever happened to breathtaking Lucy McPhee and the lovely Jocelyn Bedard. You girls are excellent hosts. By the way, whatever happened to TV's Stephen Quincy Urkel? Jaleel White. I don't have the answer to that question, but I doubt they'll ever make a video on me and Joss. Maybe Joss, because she'll be a famous actress, and I'll be in a dumpster sleeping where I usually do. Angela Anna said, "No comment shoutouts again. Come on." No, I'm just playing. I love all the videos you guys post, whether you do comment shoutouts or not. I can't stay mad at y'all. Thank God. I was worried there for a second. Lando said, "Lucy, you better do part 2 or I'll haunt your dreams like you do to mine." Never. I'm the only person capable of doing that. Back off. I got it. I got it. I sure hope this isn't true, because it might mean that we get another... Oh, I've blanked on his name. I sure... What's the point in ad-libbing? You know, why ad-lib? What's the point? Probably cut that.
Maybe.
I just don't like her. Cut that. I just really don't like her. Couldn't agree more. She wants that dough. Don't say it. Don't say it. Why do I do this?
Is that rain? Holy fuck. That's rain.
That's rain? Ah! It's raining. I'm gonna die.
Crazy.
I'm gonna melt like a witch in Wizard of Oz.
The witch.
Is that too loud? Guys, it's the world's ending. I'm scared. Alright. Died on August 17th, 1977 in the bathroom of his mansion in Died in the bathroom of his mansion, Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sorry, editors. Let's not talk about that. Cut that. Shh. If I'm not editing this, editors, there is a link right below, and it's got all the pictures of him being like, just like that. He's like. It was also suggested that It is also suggested that Seattle police collaborated to cover up the true murder. Oh. It is also suggested that oh my god. It is also suggested that Seattle police oh my god. It was all over KCAL.